Welcome back to another episode of the Bangin podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Cotter, and today we have national and world champion Janet Tsui. So this should be a pretty cool one. I met Janet at Pan Am, and then also spent some time with her at World Shoot. She's a beast, and she is
This time.
boom. There we go. What's up?
Can you hear me all right?
I
How's
know.
your weekend
Finally,
going? It's
yeah, I
going.
can hear you good.
Welcome back from vacation, by the way.
It's going. It's going. Just got back from. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I went on
Yeah,
3 weeks
back
to
to
Thailand and then a
work,
week to
right? Back to
Mexico.
the
I'm ready to
routine,
just be
what
back
you're
to
used
normal
to and
life.
stuff. Yeah. Looked like you had a blast.
Yep, absolutely. So, oh man, I had so much fun. We went scuba diving, which
I heard. I
for
saw
those
that. I
who
saw that
know me
post.
know I'm not a fan of open ocean. Um,
Would
yeah,
you go
yeah,
back?
it was interesting to say the least, but I loved it. So,
Woo.
100%. Yeah, we already talked about getting our dive license and
Cool.
yeah,
Well,
starting to do
hopefully
some
get to
more
catch
of it.
up
It,
with
it
you
was it
about
was
that.
pretty damn
Make
cool.
sure to post stuff too. Make sure to post about it so you can see
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Oh, what? I didn't hear you. Oh, I will. We weren't able to get a lot of footage while we were down
Um,
there because the thing we brought for our
you
phones
need
to
a
be able to use our
waterproof
phones underwater,
case
yeah, it didn't
and a
work.
GoPro.
So
That might work out.
yeah, yeah, right.
The first
The
and
only time I'll
only
watch it
time,
live is because of
probably. Who is
Janet. There
that?
we go. See, boom, we got more
Yeah,
viewers.
hi, Cyrus. Cyrus is a homie.
Cyrus. Yeah,
All
he's
right,
good
my
people.
name's
So for
Janet.
those who
I
don't know,
am,
introduce yourself
I
real
guess
quick.
people now know me as one of the world team champions for the USA Ladies Open team. Uh, uh, Team was awesome. I could not have asked for a better team, a better group of people to work with, a better group of leadership. It was my first time, and it's been something I've tried to manifest for about 5 years now. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Been a while.
I mean, you've been working on it for a hot minute. But
Right
before that,
before,
you were
right?
also
So there was
the
Pan
Big Stick National
American
Champion,
in
right?
Florida, and then at Sig Nationals shortly after. And I think everyone in my team had gone home, so I was like, okay, as long as I finish, like I should have a title. And so I stuck it out, in the Florida weather. Didn't love the weather, but stuck it out, and something came of it. So I'm glad I stayed. Yeah.
That's awesome.
No,
Yeah,
no,
the
not
Florida
at all.
weather, I don't think
And
anybody likes
it's
Florida
funny.
weather.
Oh yeah, I can't do it.
Not even the
Being
people
from
who live in
California,
Florida.
I can't do it. But I guess the reason I stayed for ITSIC Nationals was I always feel like the underdog. I'm not someone from the industry, so to have like a title, even though it's like the other girls weren't there, even just to have it was like, okay, I do feel like I belong part of this team now. So like, let's get to work. That confidence, it was just like that little bit of confidence I needed going to Worlds. Did it? Did it?
I think I
Think
think
so?
you can never look at it as people weren't there because winning a national title in any way, shape, or form in any sport is of the highest feat. So regardless of who's there, I mean, there were a lot of really good shooters there.
Thanks. I
So
guess it just hasn't hit me
who
yet.
cares who was there and who wasn't
Just
there? You're the champ.
I'm like one of those folk that like you do something, it's done, and then you're like it takes a while to reflect and appreciate it. I'm like that kind of person. I'm just waiting for the next thing, the next thing.
I'm the I'm the same way. Every time I've won something major in the sporting world, it has, I don't think it really does hit me. It's like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? I don't think I ever really take
right?
time to
It's
sit back and
probably part of your
reflect, so it
lifestyle
doesn't
now,
ever
so
really
it's
hit me either.
built into your identity, is what I'm thinking. And honestly, like going into the next year, I'm not quite sure if I
Yep.
can let go of open. And it's a very competitive division, and I feel like it's the best division. Like it's so fun. I can excel quickly and just like fine tune some things, and as long as I keep that skill set up, um, I feel like you can do well. But there's a lot of intricacies in open too. I'm sure you know, like tuning your load and like, making sure your recoil springs and all the springs are
Oh yeah.
intact and just working in harmony and just all those things. It can be quite a headache, a lot of maintenance. Yes, I've heard that
It
term
is definitely the
exactly.
Formula One for
Formula
multiple
One.
reasons, and I think one of them being, yeah, it is because if something can break, it breaks. If something can go wrong, it goes wrong. And at this level, you can't afford those mistakes. So typically, the person who ends up doing well or winning the match is not only the best shooter, but also the person who had the
I gotta
least
say, I
amount of
got a little
issues
lucky there,
most
where
of the
I kind
time.
of tried to hash everything out before Worlds, like right before Worlds. I wasn't even sure. I had Area 2 right before Worlds, and I had to make sure I made major power. So the ammo that I had, I don't know what it was. I think it was the powder lost its integrity, or it was temperature sensitive or something. But it started to go under major. It was like minor at this point. And I was like, no, like I can't go into Area 2 scoring minor. So I made like, we refined the whole batch just for Area 2. And then after that, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter now. We're going to Worlds. The power factor is 160 versus like 165. So we were okay there. Yeah, like those kind of things you have to think about.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of intricacies to it that I don't think a lot of people think about. For instance, like Chris Tilley on like his third stage of the Worlds found out
How
that
does
his
that
recoil spring was
happen?
actually separating and opening. Just some brand new spring, brand new gun,
Mhm.
just not brand new gun, but
I
newer
never
gun,
thought
new
like a spring was
springs.
just like
Just I
open,
just
but
got a bad spring.
with heat and like things moving around or just like the tightness, the tolerance of the gun, I don't know what would be happening there. Something to think about.
Beats the shit out of me. I thought he was messing with me. I said, that what? This recoil spring
Yeah,
opened. How's that? And he showed me. I'm like, oh shit, never heard of that before. That's a
yeah.
new one on me. I mean,
I'll keep
little
that
stuff like that can
note
make
in
a
my
huge
noggin.
difference. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, right. So let's talk about your shooting career.
Well,
How did
my
you get
boyfriend Jeremy
into shooting
was
sports?
already into it. He was in the military and when he came back he picked up the gun just like that and started shooting competitively. I on the other hand just started a new job like in a hospital as a scientist. So I waited till like I was done with probation. I needed a hobby. I was like stressed out. I was like, okay, let me go take a safety course by myself. So I drove my butt to like another city about an hour away, took the safety course. Shout out Twin Sisters Range. Um, but I took a safety course, started off with a Glock 34, got addicted to like the athletic aspect of it because I've been an athlete all my life and just how I love individual sports as well. So being able to like focus and bubble in, like I was on a high after I was like on a high for like 7 days after like running my first stage at that safety course. Right, I'm sure a lot of you guys feel like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
then I shot Glock 34 for a little bit. Personally, did not like shooting Glocks because they slip out of my hand, and I just can't get a good grip on it. So the people at my current club, Richmond, which is where I met Yeeman as well, they were like, you know what? With your athletic ability, you should shoot open. And I was like, what? I haven't even learned the fundamentals yet. Like, yeah, and
He's
they're
like, I'm
like,
shooting a
okay,
Glock. You just want to
there's
throw
this
me
whole
into
like
this?
mentality
Yep.
of like if you're quick, you don't want the gun to hold you back. I think that's what I was they were trying to say to me. So, so that was kind of like growing pains, right? You invest all this money for components, the gun, the rig, just dropped a ton of money unopened and realized that there was a lot of homework to be done. So a lot of growing pains I had to go through for years before like kind of sort of figured it all out. Um, yeah, so that's how I got started. I had a mentor at the range who kind of showed me the slopes, like introduced me to different people, um, started shooting open, decided I wanted to compete in the worlds after talking to Eric Rafael at one of my classes. Um, and he said, I was like, Eric, do you think I could be like one of four ladies to compete in open for the world shoot? And he was like, you know what, Janet, you have the capacity. And I was like, I went back home and I asked my friends, I was like, what does that mean? Like, what do you think that means? So it was very ambiguous, right? Like I have the capacity and I can be something if I brought it to fruition. Or you can have the capacity and keep it empty. So
Yep.
very smart like answer, Eric. Classic Griffel. Yeah, his class was great. I
Classic
loved
or
it.
felt?
So a lot of things in his class made sense. And so from there, it was just like, okay, these are the things I need to qualify for, and let's see how it pans out. But I'm going to try my very, very best. And then we got a slot eventually, and then went through and
Yep. I mean, talk about manifesting. I mean, asking the goat, "Hey, do you think I could do this?" And for him to give you that ambiguous answer, you take it and then decide, you know what, I can do this.
I
And
started
now you
about
haven't been
6 years.
shooting that long. When did you start?
Mhm.
6 years. So in 6 years, you were able to go from just learning, right? Just picking.
I,
Did
I
you
would
did
say
you
I've
shoot
shot
guns
like once or twice with
before
the
you
YMCA
started
at
shooting
camp,
this or no?
like 10 rounds during the summer. But like other than that, I never really.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even own the gun that I borrowed, like that Glock I borrowed a Glock. I didn't own it, so I borrowed all that gear, right? So
Okay, okay. So you went from basically starting 100% fresh into
I
firearms
guess
as
you
a
can
whole
put
to
it
six
that
years
way.
later, you're now a national and world champion. That's
Yeah, I've never said
pretty
it out loud like that
crazy
before, but now
when you
that you
say it
put it
out
that
loud.
way, it kind of blows my mind too. But
Yeah, it's pretty badass. So, so
it
how
was
soon
about a
did you
few
go
months
open?
in.
Was it like
So like I think I
right away?
started. It was a few months in, but I gotta say it wasn't easy. Like
That's
picking up that
gangster.
dot wasn't easy. Putting something heavier in my hand and having the front feel like it dips
Nope.
was kind of weird. Like I didn't settle with one open. I started off with someone else's open gun and then bought another one that I thought I liked better. You know, the mounts are off to the side. The optic was off to the side versus the top. It was like old school. And then finally, people are like, Janet, go invest in a
Oh yeah.
LimCAD or something. Like, so you can build it to your own specs. And even so, like, I had no idea what I wanted on my own custom build. You know, like, I was a newish shooter. Like, I don't know what it's supposed to feel like,
Yeah.
whether, like, how to track a dot. Like, what am I supposed to expect? So I was sponsored by Johnny Lim, and he was able to kind of like take me through it. So I've been through a lot of iterations trying to figure out what grip I like, where I want the mag release, do I want extended, like what dot I wanted, the mount, and then also do all my own homework to make the load to what I want, so that I have a predictable, um, so I can predict the
Yep.
dot and all that good stuff. It's just a lot of homework. Felt like a part-time job, actually. Mm.
It's a lot and it's kind of ever growing, you know? And as soon as you think you got it figured out, you don't. And as soon as you think you don't got something figured out, you may break through the next week. It just and you never stop learning in any sport, I think, in my opinion. that's the beauty of sports, is that you can never really achieve everything, right? You can never really perfect everything. And that's one of my favorite parts of this game. Like I constantly, just about every match, I find
No.
something
I
that I'm
mean,
doing
it's good
wrong
to be
and
critical,
then
but like
work
at some
to
point you
fix it.
gotta be like,
No, no, like
it's good, or like it's okay, like move on. I feel like at some point it's gonna click subconsciously.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it all eventually clicks, right? But there's always different things. Like all my video, right? Having everybody look at it was probably more beneficial for me because I got so much just input on everything. I mean, I got
Oh,
pages and pages of
yeah.
notes on what I was doing wrong, how I was attacking stuff wrong. I even people talking about like Nils. Nils pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, when you're looking at the target, are you focused on the dot or the target?" And I'm like,
Ooh.
"Well, it changes depending on the distance of the target." And he goes, "That's wrong." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You don't do." He goes, "Don't do that." And he goes, "That's." He goes, he goes, that's your biggest killer. He goes, you're focusing on the dot, and you should never ever focus on the dot. It should always be target. And I'm like, oh, cool. And he goes, yeah, you would have done
Hey,
way
that's
better if
cool
you
though.
figured that out
I
before
didn't
this
think of
match.
it
But
as like being a tool for yourself,
I'm
like
like,
just
yeah,
putting
yeah,
all your videos on display for everyone
yeah. I
to
didn't
see.
either.
And then that's cool.
No idea that. Yeah, no idea. I
Oh,
got like a
what
45
did he
minute
say?
lecture at dinner from Christian about just breaking everything down. He's like, "Oh, this is what you're doing wrong on your entries, your exits. You're doing this wrong." He goes, "You need to be looking at this on the gun." He goes, "And then you're not." He goes, you're not looking at it at the right spot on the targets." He goes, "I can see your hits through the targets." He goes, "And you're not looking at the right spots. You're not focusing on trigger here. Your trigger was sloppy here. Your grip was sloppy here." And I'm
Dang,
just like, "Okay, cool.
I need to
Let me
share all my
record all this.
videos
I
with
need to
those
remember this
guys
later on."
too.
It was pretty fun,
That advice right there was really helpful. Like that's what those guys are
right?
seeing. Like, dang, they're hard on themselves,
Yeah,
and that's why they're up
seriously.
there at the top. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, like Drummond, I had told Drummond like, yeah, I feel like my movement is pretty good, and he goes, no, it sucks. And
You
I'm
know,
like,
it's
oh,
good to have
thanks, man. He
friends
goes,
like
yeah,
that
your
that can call
entries
you out,
are
or at
fucking
least like challenge
atrocious.
you to be better too. Yeah, so you're in a good position. I would highly
Oh, I love it.
appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
loved every minute of it. Yeah, loved every minute of it. So, so you get started, right? Was your main goal world
My
shoot? Was
main
that like,
goal at the
this is
time was
like where I
to
want
have
to
a
go,
hobby that
right?
would take away my stress at work. Really. Like, for example, like I do powerlifting. So to do a deadlift is like letting go like a ton of weight and just like dropping it on the floor. Like that's my go-to for when I'm super stressed. Like just letting go of that burden, right? Lifting it and bang. But so that was my first goal. But then like my parents didn't know I was shooting. And being in California, like with all the gun violence, like I didn't really want to share it with people, especially not my family. So because I was just like going through so much in my head, work and shooting and like trying to focus and do something for myself. It wasn't until 2 years later when I went to ETSIC Nationals in Florida and came back and I was like, I think I placed like top 3 or 4 or something. I came back and I finally told my dad, I was like, look, Dad, I think I'm in contention to qualify for World. You know, this is just all hypothetical. And and I want to put our family name out there. So this is what I do. I shoot guns. I wasn't like this happy. I had a lot of explaining to do. Like I had,
I
yeah,
bet you
because before
were
even
you
going IFSIC,
terrified
that
of
first
that
IFSIC
conversation?
Nationals, it was like, Janet, where did you go this weekend? I came home with like raccoon eyes and like my hair's in a messy bun. I had all this like this gear bag and like I'm trying to like not bang the walls in the hallway trying to get to my room. Like that kind of thing. Oh, when you dry fire and you drop a mag, it goes good, and they could hear from like downstairs, like trying to be like super quiet. Right? They're like, "Are you okay?" I was like,
Like, what is
you know,
going on up
like
there?
hiding everything at this point, just because I'm so scared of being judged. Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
Janet's
So like
really
slowly
clumsy.
they're like,
She's running into
I was
everything in the
hinting at it.
house.
I had to explain all the safety rules, like it's not combative, it's like sport for me. Um, Finally, I was like, Dad, like I can make a name for us, for our family. And he was like, all right, Janet. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Like, okay. I mean, I funded myself my entire way there. It was just something I wanted to do for myself. They had no real part in it, but it was just nice that finally I could share this news with them, and share the goal, and be like, I can't come to this, or I can't come to this
And
because I'm training for a world shoot. I'm sorry. Um,
are they
yeah, I
pretty
would say
supportive of
yeah.
it now?
I think they have a better idea of what I do, and actually, I brought my dad to a match. I got him all like into the safety course, the same avenue, safety course. Bam, meet people at practice. Bam, get him into a match. Bam. He's still learning, but he has a ton of fun. So I brought him yesterday to practice, and he just loves it. He just loves the sport. Yeah, he loves it. So we've come a long way.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's
He's not listening.
incredible.
He's definitely not
Well, if he's
listening.
listening, your
You can tell
daughter's a
about it.
badass. And well, I'm just saying, if he hears this, your daughter's a badass. So be supportive. But
Yeah,
that's incredible. So now you have kind of something you can do with your
yeah,
dad,
yeah. That
and
is
kind
pretty
of an
awesome
avenue to
because
share that time. That's pretty awesome.
at this age, you kind of want to cherish every moment you have with the family that raised you. And it's nice that my dad can still come out to enjoy something like this,
Yep.
and enjoy his time and not have to think about grandparenting or parenting. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's something that I feel like as a daughter, I needed
Yep.
to kind of like do with him, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. You got to find that time. It's very important. It's very, very
She's
important.
pretty
How's your mom feel
cool with
about it?
it.
Is
I
she
think because
still on the fence,
it
or is
gives
she
my dad
cool with
some
it now?
fun. So, when anyone has fun before they do work, they're a little more pleasant. You know what I mean? I think it's just human nature in that sense. You take care of yourself before you take care of others. So, in a sense, I was helping my
Yep.
dad, have some fun before he does a grandparenting work, etc. Yeah. Hmm.
Yep. Absolutely. So so let's transition into your like personal life.
So
So
I'm actually
what
a
is your
clinical lab
everyday job?
scientist. That's the term we use in the U.S. And what we do is I worked for a hospital for about 7 to 8 years. Clinical lab scientists basically take your samples, like your urine, your biopsies, your semen, blood, and we try to figure out what chemistries you have, or like, for for example, I work in microbiology, so I'm figuring out what pathogens, like um, E. coli, salmonella, um, COVID, respiratory viruses, that you might have, and then figure out what drugs would work for you. For example, our patients might be, I'm going like super in depth here now, like our patients might be resistant, right?
No,
A drug might not work for them.
we like
So
it.
it's
Let's go.
pointless to give them that drug. Um, so you figure out
Yep.
those things, like if the drug would work for the patient. That's what a clinical, we help the doctors figure out what's wrong with
That's
their
pretty
patient.
badass.
Yeah, it's important
Yeah,
work
do the smart
nonetheless,
work,
but
the
it's
important
tough
work.
work. It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, the doctors got it easy. They just got to be like, okay, I'm going to draw some blood. Now let me send it to the smart people. Okay, let me read this off to you real quick. Hold on. All right,
Maybe
and
not that much
it'll be a
money,
hundred
but
thousand dollars,
there's all
please.
this copay and stuff. But yeah, it is important work.
Yep, yep. Yeah, that's incredibly important work, especially like I was listening to another. I listened to a shit ton of podcasts throughout the day, some of them being just informative ones. And I was listening to a doctor. His name is slipping my mind now, but he was saying that they can actually now with cancer research take samples, figure out in the lab which version of chemotherapy or what combative drugs would work before they even administer them, so you don't
Hmm.
go through all the hassle. They said it's very expensive, so it's usually the rich people who do that type of stuff, but that the technology is getting to where they can like pinpoint exactly how to beat
Yeah,
everything. So
it's
it's
becoming more
getting pretty. I
personal
mean,
medicine
that's pretty important work
instead
they're
of
doing.
addressing a whole population and giving them one drug and seeing if it works or not based on the percentage of people that feel better. Now it's more personalized. So something that works for you might not work for me.
Yeah.
I just ended my job with
So
the
do you still work in a
hospital. I just
hospital
ended
or
last
no?
last week, and I started a new job this week. So the job that I'm with now is more biotechnology. I'm the same title, clinical lab scientist, but we're trying to shift the paradigm. So instead of doing like archaic methods, we're trying to sequence the DNA of bacteria, give that information to the doctor. Um, the importance with that is that we're not exposed. We're not actually growing bacteria, fungus, finding COVID. It's kind of like more enclosed. So I'm not exposed to all these different pathogens. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool once we make that
That's very
shift. But
cool.
that's where I'm at right now. Started a new job last week. It's been world shoot, quit a job, start a job, then a whirlwind. But it's been great though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a busy end of the year for you.
Hey,
Speaking of
Aaron's a
champs, we
cool
got the Open
guy.
champ, Aaron
Yeah, I met
Eden's on
him at
here. He just joined. What's
I
up,
think
dude? Yeah,
It's Nationals, right,
dude.
Aaron? And then Area 2 as well. Hung out a little bit. He's a really great guy, very humble.
Me and Aaron shot our first nationals together on the same squad, both shooting
Limited.
limited, and both of us had barely been shooting very long. Both of us shot double digit mics. Me a significant amount more. I think I was like 20 some odd mics after being going to nationals, shooting on a squad with like JJ and a couple of those guys and Aaron and a few other people. And
Go, go,
yeah,
go, go,
it
go, go.
was like,
Mike,
okay,
Mike,
I gotta go
Mike.
super fast, right? Go, 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 go. Yeah, it was
Okay.
fun.
It must have
Yeah,
been
exactly.
it must have
Exactly. It
been a
was a lot of
heck of
fun.
like
So
an
we
experience to
always
go
got
through
that
that
war story.
humility. Like it was I bet.
Oh yeah, I think I had started shooting
And you were on
uh
the
like
super
two
squad?
months before that nationals and just said, "Hey, fuck it, I'm
Oh,
going." Yeah, and no. Aaron and me, no, Aaren and myself, and I think Marco and Billy, and I can't remember if JJ shot with us or not. I think he
hi.
shot maybe one day with us or something. It was a weird schedule he was doing. No, we were on our own squad, but yeah, I actually picked up my 2011 to shoot that match
Okay.
like two
All or
days
nothing,
prior
I
and was
see.
like, "We're ready to go, baby!" Like, I went into it. Yeah, I went into it thinking like, okay, this is going to be a whole lot of fun, and then at the end, I
It's
was like,
different
oh
putting
my God,
yourself
this
in
is a lot, you
nationals
know?
and seeing
Pretty
like where
cool.
you fare amongst all the big dogs, and then having to start at the bottom and be like, how do I
Oh
climb
yeah.
up to the top? The good thing is there's a lot of room for improvement when you throw yourself in nationals, when you're kind of a new shooter, a lot of room for improvement. Learn quickly because you could see what they did and you've like lived these stages as well. You can compare quite easily. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But so you get back for well, first off, you go Pan Am, IFSIC Nationals, Area 2,
Now,
Worlds, quit a job, start a job.
I wish
What are you
if
doing?
I could play an
What
instrument, I
are
would
you
start a
starting a
band.
band
That'd be
next?
sick.
What's
I love
next on the
music. I
list?
love singing, but no, I can't play instruments. No, I am strictly like sports. I love
Yeah?
sports. Mhm.
That's awesome. So you said you
I don't
powerlift.
do it regularly, but I
So how
do
long have you
now
been doing
teach
that?
at a strength camp. It's called strength camp. So we work on strength. So we test our members mostly on power lift moves. So deadlift, bench, and squat. I've been doing it for not that long. I don't always deadlift,
Pretty
bench, and
awesome.
squat just because like the muscles, they actually kind of hurt and they don't work very well for shooting. Actually, they kind of counter what you want for shooting. So, and that's totally
Yeah,
fine.
my deadlifting days are over. I powerlifted in high school and college and stuff, and the movements they have a
It's
purpose.
not worth it.
But yeah, back and
Not for
shit
shooting.
now, I'm like, yeah,
Just
just gonna
to look good.
I'm just gonna
Longevity is what I'm
try to
aiming
look
for
good
now.
nowadays. I'm
Make
trying.
sure my
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm creeping up on 30. Got to start thinking
yeah.
about
No,
longevity more
actually,
than I
it's
do
funny
about
because me
lifting
and one of
heavy
my
shit
good
and dropping
friends, we
heavy
would
shit.
train for shooting, and we both powerlift. So we're like, yeah, I like met my PR 315 deadlift, and then for 4 days we're just so sore in our make ready position, and we squat down. We're like, holy crap, how long are you gonna make me hold this position? Because I am sore AF. So it was kind of countering everything that we wanted to do. Like we wanted to explode, but here we are like super grounded. You need to ground yourself during your deadlift, right? Push through the ground. It just wasn't, I've had to find that balance. But to answer your
Yep.
question, powerlifting maybe for almost the same amount of time that I've been shooting. So about 6 years. Yeah. I enjoy
Okay.
recreationally,
So
but not
something you
competitively.
really enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
You never
I've hampered.
thought about
I've
doing
thought
it
about it.
competitively?
I've thought about it. You've done it, huh? You've done it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. How are your
I did it for
numbers?
a
Are you
lot
in
of
the
years.
1,000 club?
hmm Yes, there are in the room that way about 50 yards,
State
40
titles?
yards. I've
No
got,
way. From
quite a
Texas?
bit of state titles. Uh,
Sweet.
yeah, yeah. I did it all through
Nice.
high school, a little bit in college type deal. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I did some WABDL stuff as well, but I stopped doing it once I stopped playing football and was like, okay, got to go to work full time type stuff, and yeah, just never did it again. But still, every now and again, like what was it, about a month and a half, right before we went to Worlds, um, my trainer
No.
was
So
like, let's see if you still
on
got it. Let's throw some
the
weight on the
plane, you're
bar.
like,
And I
oh
did
my
some
gosh,
deadlifts
can't
and
sit
some
here for this
squats. And
long. My
yeah,
back
yeah,
is
yeah.
so sore. That's how I felt.
I did. I didn't fit in the damn seat. They don't build those seats for
I
for
hate
bigger
that. I
people. My
hate that they
hips
don't consider the bigger
wouldn't fit in the
people.
damn seat.
Because for me, it's uncomfortable already. You can't imagine for taller,
No,
larger people.
I don't.
Like it. That's why you need,
Even when people with a big
right? That's
ass,
why
I'm not
you
super
need
tall. I just
Comfort
got a
Plus.
big ass. I can
You
barely
need
fit
to
in the damn
buy Comfort Plus next time.
seat.
Lucky.
Yeah, I wasn't paying for it, so the people were like, people paying for it were
I'll
like,
take what I
You're
can.
cool with economy, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." Yeah, I just want to get there. But I luckily I paid off the flight attendants. They let me just flop a blanket out. I was on the exit row, so you have the big, you have like a good like 8 by 8 area that with nothing in front of the seats. I just was like, hey, if I give you like $30, would you let me just sleep right here in front of the exit door? And they're like, yeah,
I
but
don't
just
know. I
don't tell
thought you were
anybody. And I'm
supposed
like,
to be the
you got
person
it.
who saves us all. Volunteers to like
Listen, I would have woken up in an emergency, opened the
just
door. Listen, I was right
put
next
the
to the
cape
door. I
on,
could have
put the
just, from
blanket,
my
make it a
sleeping
cape, and be
position,
like, I'm here to save the
hit the
day.
latch. Yeah, we'd have been, yeah, yeah. I mean, I would have made sure that I got out,
Yeah,
and
I
then
I
everybody
believe
else,
you. I believe you. I
hopefully
don't know
got
if the
out.
rest of the world does,
Yeah.
but I believe you.
Yeah, for sure. So you started doing this.
Oh,
Your boyfriend, by the way, awesome guy, love him to death. Got to meet him at Worlds. He's hilarious. Uh, so he was doing
I
it
don't want to speak
prior.
for
How
him,
long
but I
was he
want to
doing it
say
before you started?
I think he would say a year before I started.
Okay, so he was fairly
Yeah,
new. Y'all kind of
we
probably
grew a
grew through
lot
everything together.
together. I'm sure you understand, like when you do any sport as a couple, there's challenges with that inherently. Just the expectations a lot higher, and the criticism stings a lot more. So I'm sure everyone will say, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, my wife does not do this. She enjoys going, she loves it, right? She loves doing it for fun. She likes going to practice with me and
It's
shooting when I set
different.
up stages.
It's
She loves
very
every minute
different.
of it.
So
Will not go to
there's
the
a point where
concert.
we were like, okay, I'm gonna go to this match, and you go do your thing, and let's see what comes of it. But we
Yep.
tried that for the last year as he was going to school to become a chiropractor, and I learned a lot about myself actually, like what I'm capable of. This like stage planning in itself, like what do I want to do on the stage for my stage plan, and if I execute it, not too bad. I'll figure it out. But like I felt more accountable for how I executed things, and then I felt like I had better solutions to them instead of clouding my mind with, oh, this is what this person does, this is what this person does, which is the best, and then I might not even be able to execute it. So like, what's the point there? Um, that's just my mentality. I grew a lot from like shooting by myself too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 My
I
wife takes absolutely
can
zero direction
relate.
from me. So, she'll be like, she'll be like, "Hey, I wanna actually get better at this," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll start
Yeah,
giving her some tips," and she's like, "Never mind." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
it's
She's like, "I'll
it's
figure it
part of
out."
the
All
process.
right,
I
bet,
think sometimes
no
just
problem.
like
Yeah. So
think about what you're doing and doing it at your own pace. You know, getting to choose how you want to go about it, the approach.
absolutely, that was one thing that I enjoy about IPSC. I don't know how you feel about it, but the not being able to walk stages ahead of time and just having to go and figure it out,
I guess you're right about that. I kind of
awesome.
like that it felt more fair that way. It was like it put you in the spot and you kind of had to make the decision quick and kind of assess what you can do, use your strength, or not go about it the way someone before you went about it because you know you're less comfortable with that stage plan or whatnot. I kind of like that. It kind of really shows what kind of athlete you are. Like, are you someone
Yeah,
dependent
and
on someone doing the homework for you, or I mean, you did some of the homework for us, but we still got we only had 3 minutes to make a decision ultimately.
listen, I
No,
did my
really?
best to shoot it as
No.
slow as possible so y'all could see everything.
There's this function called slow mo now that you can slow things down. So
No,
don't worry about it.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, I mean, yeah, mainly
Uh,
that was so y'all could see the activator sequences, but um, stage plan wise, I mean, I saw a lot of the
which
people
stage is
running complete
this?
opposite stage plans that I did, which is I'm all
Oh,
for. Uh, all of them, all the stages for World Shoot. Yeah, I mean, mainly the idea
mm,
was to give everybody the activator sequences and the target arrays because I knew my stage plans probably weren't going to be preferable. And following the Super
mhm.
Squad and Y'all Squad, okay, I mean, clearly there was better ways to do those things. But for me, I enjoyed going, okay, what's the priority? What's the priority in my head? Okay, just execute type deal. And I felt like it's a pretty awesome um, addition to shooting that don't think any of us think about because usually we go and we walk all the stages and get a game plan and blah 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 blah. But when you just are thrown in and have to figure it out on the fly, it really shows you what you should be paying attention to and what you shouldn't that you're paying
Yeah,
attention to at USPSA
yeah.
matches when you're walking the stage
I
for
agree with
35
that. I
minutes.
like
You
that
know?
aspect of it, Dick, actually. Because I feel like that brings in, then it's a whole mental game too. Like, do you believe you can do what you've been practicing? Do you remember what you've been practicing? And you kind of have to whip out the tools on the fly in those 3 minutes.
Yep.
And then once the timer goes off, you just have to do it. Like
Yeah.
that's that's the fun part. That's fun for me.
Absolutely.
all that technical stuff and just like
Yeah. It's
making a plan, sticking to it, and then just seeing how it pans out, but being confident in that plan. And when it comes to fruition, it's like chef's kiss, like that kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yep, it's awesome. So let's transition into World Shoot. So give me your thoughts. What were like, let's hear about your experience. I want to hear, you know, everything from travel to getting there, how you felt at the opening ceremonies, how you felt the match went, closing
All
ceremonies,
right,
like the
before going to World
experience.
Shoot, I was
Give us the
going
whole
through all
breakdown.
the emotions. I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but I was like, people would ask me, so are you excited? And I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. Like, I was super nervous. Like, I should be happy, but I was like, yeah, I was like super nervous. I was like not ready because I needed to pack. I wasn't sure what I needed to pack. If I had called all the airlines about declaring my firearms, like all the paperwork. But after I like chopped at it, like got the paperwork done, made the copies, like I gotta say, everyone in leadership was super helpful. Like Yeeman, Troy, you, like everyone was super helpful in getting that part done. And then I could focus on like, okay, this is my last practice. Uh, Actually, on my last practice, someone mentioned to me like instinct matches are kind of like you shoot and then you run and then you shoot like one target and then you run. So that's all I practiced for my last practice. There's like shoot and run, like bolting everywhere, entrances, exits. So that was that. I had to zero my gun every practice just to make sure. I think if you don't zero your gun and know your holdover, you'll probably shoot some things into those no shoots or just be totally off on those 40-yard shots. So I was shooting things at 30 yards just to see where my hold under, I call it, hold under instead of holding over, you're holding under. Right, right. Like at 40 yards, I had to
Yeah, you
be
have to hold
like at the
under. Yeah, it's
bottom of
kind
the
of weird.
A zone to hit the A zone. That's just how my gun zeros. So there was that. Just like making sure I put the right things in priority in order. Finally, packed, flying there. I can tell you now, I can't sit for more than 15 minutes. So like flying there was not fun. It was not fun for me.
Me,
But yeah,
me, me too. I'm sure Yeeman and Jody were so annoyed because
yeah.
I would just like get up every 10 minutes, walk over and start talking to them in
I
the
saw that
seats.
picture of
And
you
they're
even
like, will you
sleeping.
fuck
That was
off so we can
adorable.
sleep?
Um, so when we finally got there, met up with the girls of the team, Megan and Sloan, Jesse. Jesse was with Casey. I was with Jeremy. Wanted to make sure Jeremy had something to do because he wasn't shooting, right? And I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I hadn't planned anything. I just wanted to get there first to make sure all my gear got there. Um, but luckily, everyone got along. We did everything together from eating, swimming to like visiting the animals in Thailand, the night market. It was great. Thailand was great. We had a driver, unlike you, like driving yourself around in Thailand can be kind of nuts, and I admire you for like doing that. I could,
Oh,
I would not have a blast. I would have
I had
a
a
panic
blast.
attack probably driving myself around. So luckily we had a great driver. She was so nice. Brought us snacks and stuff to cool off. The match opening ceremony was pretty cool. I did not think there were so many countries there, and they had water for us, they had food for us. We got to that was probably the only time we as like the entire group of US shooters were together, huh? Was at the opening ceremony. But not
Yeah,
everyone.
opening and then some at closing, but not really. The opening ceremony was
Yeah,
when
it was
everyone
pretty
was
cool to
there. It
see
was
like who showed up.
overwhelming. It was
And,
pretty
like,
cool.
like, hey, we're gonna do this now. Like we're here. So at that point, I was like, all right, we're here. It's time to do what we can do. You can't really what like what else can we do to get better from this point? I, Nothing really. We just got to execute from here on out. Um, the range was awesome with the
Yep.
7-Eleven and the KFC, and I didn't try the food there because I wasn't trying to get sick. I wasn't trying to get sick in between the days that we were shooting. I know.
Oh
Also, I was
man,
running out
you
of baht.
missed out.
So I exchanged all my currency at the airport, and then I forgot I had some money stowed away, some US dollars that I needed to exchange out. I forgot where I put it. So this whole time I was like, I don't have enough baht, so I'm just not going to eat until we get out of the range. But I heard it was really good food.
Hey man, I ate
I
there
missed out.
every
I missed
day.
out.
I
So
mean,
missed out.
awesome food.
Let's see. The vendors, pretty
Yep.
cool. I bought some World Shoot swag for Jeremy. I got him a jacket. I think it's in the laundry now. It has a World Shoot logo and everything. Um, Stages were really fun. Stages were fun. Tested different things, right? Like strong hand, we can. The sliding swinger with the no shoot, like it's kind of intimidating, but some people slayed that stage. I didn't do too good, but some people slayed it.
I thought that the stages were what I wish the USPSA national stages would be, like a legitimate, just pure test of marksmanship as a whole, whether it be moving and shooting, stationary shooting, strong hand, weak hand, activators, sequences. Um, every single aspect of that match was awesome. Um, I wish, I feel like sometimes our US matches get too focused on making sure it's a hose fest and like, all right, we got to make this either way too hard or way too easy with all open targets. Like this
It was pretty
match
dope. I was
was
even thinking
was
about the short
it
stages
was
and how
dope.
those really they were really testing us on something in those short stages. Even if you saw like, what was that? The pull down for steel in the strong hand or weekend or whatever, and then you come freestyle the rest. Simple
Hmm.
stage, easy to build. The only thing that probably would not be foolproof, I think, is just that mechanism where you have to pull the rope down. But it was pretty dang sturdy. Like everything was pretty dang sturdy. Didn't really have to reset. I, I didn't actually take a close
The
look,
teeter
but
totter
after
was
you
on
guys said that, I was like,
hydraulic.
that makes
Like
sense why
everything they
I had to like really step down and make that thing tilt over. But it was pretty consistent. It wouldn't just like drop you
yeah
off. So that's pretty. I wonder who was in charge of that,
yeah
and if we can call them up and build some stuff for us.
yeah yeah
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they apparently built all their own stuff and they did a fantastic job of it. I mean, all the activators were sturdy and consistent. All of the props were sturdy
I
and consistent.
agree.
Everything about the match was top notch. I mean, and like the short stages to me were some of the best stages because of how testing they were. And they put some crazy sequences in 12 shot arrays, like a 12 shot stage that had, some crazy tests in it as far as accuracy, timing, how to hit the sequences, activators, movers, everything, all in one little stage. Whereas a small stage in USPSA is like, oh, hey, we're gonna put
Yeah,
four targets out here. You
yeah.
got to shoot them
I,
all, reload,
for
shoot them
example,
again.
like that bull
You
stage,
know?
right? It was. I think it was short, medium, maybe medium stage. It felt like a short stage because you were static. You were sitting on the bull the whole time.
I think it
Yeah,
was
two
only
steel,
12 or 14
paper,
shots, so pretty small
swinger,
stage.
2, 4, 6. Oh yeah, 12 shot, 12 shot. So short stage was a short stage, like that.
12,
That was
yeah.
technical. You had to sit all the way at the back of the bull's butt. I had to lean forward to hold on to the rope at the start position, and then lean back to grab everything. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gave you a better angle at everything. My dumbass didn't see that. I was right up on the bull's neck, sitting like a rodeo clown.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I was leaned all the way out. It was see that's the little things that somebody notices that you don't, and that's the beauty of IPSC is you don't get to like I think I was the second shooter on that stage, so I got to walk it one time. I
Hey,
got to
you
sit on
killed
the
that
bull once and
sequence
see it,
though.
and
I
then
didn't
that's it.
I didn't take that risk in doing the sequence that you did. I think you went activator, popper, paper, swinger. I think I went right to left. Or right to left. I started right, so I went right to left. Yeah, that was ballsy.
Yeah, I hit it.
Yeah.
I hit it. I hit it
Oh,
perfect on the right side, and then on the left side, I missed the activator. So then I had to go
dang
back for
it.
it, and then it put the
But
whole
I
thing
was
out
like,
of
he
sequence, and I
did
was
it,
like,
we can
son
do
of
it.
a
But then we
bitch.
ended up not doing it.
But
I ended up not doing it that way. I took the safe route. Yeah. But
yeah, yeah. So, so the stages were great. What
it
did you think
did
of
flow really
like
well.
how the matches
I think it
went? Did it
helped that
flow good for you
we had
guys?
people resetting for us. That really helped. The only thing that didn't really flow well was that like when we get to a stage and there were no chairs, there were no chairs or like chairs were removed or something, and we didn't know where to set our stuff, and that was about it. Everything else was pretty much perfect. Like I think the true beauty though, you're talking about like the beauty of IPSC. I think the true beauty of IPSC is the stories that people tell and the people that you meet from different countries, just different walks of life, and how they came, how we all came to be at this world shoot together and just have this common passion, but we're just totally from different walks of life. Some people work in the industry, some people have parents who shot before them, some people kind of paved the way for themselves, work in grocery stores, work with cars, work in hospital. Like I think those stories are really cool because it shows you like anyone can do it of any age as long as you love it and you can commit to it. Like it's something that I manifested. I think a lot more people can manifest it as long as you kind of like set your priorities, and commit to it. I think that's the coolest part. Is like learning everyone's story and backstory.
Absolutely. Everyone I speak
Mm-hmm.
to, it's like so fun to hear what they did before and then how this fits into their everyday life now. Like a lot of the times, most of the people you meet, like they're
Mm-hmm.
probably their everyday people they run into have no idea, right? No, I like people working
No,
in your
they
lab
don't.
at your new job probably have no clue that one of the best female shooters on the planet is over there getting a sample and figuring out some fancy
That's
medical
funny you
shit
say
that I
that
am
because
too stupid
I don't really
to
talk
put into
about it at
words right
work.
now.
I really talk
But
about it
no
at
clue.
work, and it's not until someone sits down with me and like wants to get to know me where I start to share it, try to get a feel of who they are, if they're like pro gun or anti gun. Kind of a touchy subject sometimes. So yeah, and
Well, you're in
it's funny because
California
there's somebody
also.
I
That
just
can be
met at work,
a
and
little tricky.
we were talking, and she was actually at I think her school was actually locked down because there's an active shooter on site. And even that, like there was, you have to kind of, I felt like I had to be like, I'm compassionate at the same time, but I don't want to share my story, but I don't want to take sides. You know, everyone has a different story, a different impression. So I kind of tread carefully when I talk about it. Yeah, yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. No, makes perfect sense.
It
So,
was awesome.
what
I
did
think
you
a
think
lot of
of the
people didn't
closing
like that it
ceremonies?
was very long and there were a lot of shows. But I think initially the shows were pretty cool. Like when they were displaying their own Thai culture. I think we missed some of it because we were, that's when the food came. We were able to get some food from the buffet. The food was really good too. I think a lot of people missed out on like, there's
Yeah.
this place called Thai, King of Thai Sweetmeat. It was like this starchy ball that was like, they put it into this like waffle maker type thing. They put like some It was like starchy, and then they put like these sweet condiments on top. It was savory and sweet, a little bit chewy and crispy at the bottom. It was my favorite food of the night. But the award ceremony was really sick. Like I just love that. I love that everyone's
Yeah,
anthem
I
gets
thought it was
played,
badass.
and you see the crowd sing to it, like stand for it. And you see other countries standing for it. You know, it really shows the unity of all the countries just coming together to like
Yeah,
support each other. Like
yeah,
even when JJ was up there or Christian was up there, other countries were just like standing for it. You know, they respect their skill set, they respect the country.
yep,
It says a lot. I think I love that part the most actually. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's
I am
a
too.
lot of camaraderie in this sport, which I'm a huge fan of. The Italians definitely all had us beat on their
Mhm.
national anthem, because you know how they play probably 25 seconds of the national anthem and then they cut it off. The Italians were not having that shit. They were singing
I
the
love
remainder of their
that.
national anthem through the entirety of it while cheering the whole. I loved it. I told Yeeman, I said, dude, we got to do that next year. We got to just get all the U.S. people on board. Everybody's got to stay first off and be there for the whole thing. But we got to sing the whole national anthem
I
every
can
time one
just
of us
hear
wins. I
the
think it would be
where
that's
I
just
can
so
just
badass
imagine
to
us
me.
being all off pitch and stuff though, because our anthem is kind of hard to sing. You don't think so? But funny. I don't know.
Oh, it would be horrendous, but it would be so funny. Yeah, it'd be so fun. What was going through your mind when you're up there, right? Holding the flag, national anthem playing, medal around your neck with your fellow countrymen.
I did not
How
cry.
dope was
I
that?
was
What was going
sweating
through your
so
head through
much
that
I had
moment? Did you
nothing
cry?
left to cry about. You know, first of all, yeah, I was sweating so hard, like all that
All the fluid
glistening on
was
my
gone.
face. It was not makeup; it was sweat. Um, I remember thinking, okay, let's smile, but like the smile came naturally because we were just happy to be number one. Um, I think I was touched that the people who stayed 6 hours are still there. You were there. You're one of the people who were like still down there, you know, cheering us on after 6 hours waiting to get our award. I think the most sentimental part was just being up there with the ladies that I was up there with. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that we had such great team camaraderie. We're kind of all the same age, so we kind of know where we're coming from. We kind of have this similar peer group. I would say we're kind of in the same peer group. Um, like the same things, go through the same things, support each other. Like before we even got there, I was like, guys, I brought airborne and Tums. I don't know why I need it, but I brought some. Like, and then the other girls, they bring other things that to supplement, and we just all share. Like we shared those things as much as we shared our stage plans and our insights to like, um, for example, like the group chat had a lot going on. So like, did you guys read the group chat? And we're like, this is what they said, stuff like that. Just making sure we were all in the know.
Yep.
You know, we were all in the know. I could not have asked for a better
Yeah.
team. You know, Jessie was kind of like the team captain, so I would have taken her lead. I totally admire that girl. She's worked really hard to be where she's at. Even the other girls, yeah, they're like Sloan and Megan, they're moms at the
She's a
same
badass.
time. Like it's not easy being a female and being like shooting at that caliber because you got to leave your family at home. Some people choose to leave their family at home. You know, it you have to detach from that to do what you got to do. So it brings a whole different element. And
Yep.
to see that they can do it is just it just blows my mind. Like the capacity to which people, not the capacity, that's the wrong word. I think it's like we can do so much and we just don't realize it until it's done. So when I look at these girls, I'm like, wow,
Yep.
wow, I couldn't have been luckier to have formed a team with them.
Yeah. Megan's
Yeah.
Megan's a badass. I've known Megan for years. she helped me a lot.
Mm.
She was around when I first started shooting. We were shooting at the same local club in Midland. I was living out there, and she and Calvin immediately helped me a lot to
Oh
get started in the
yeah,
sport.
Megan's a
She's a
badass.
true badass.
I think for our majors, we were always kind of like, you know, 2-3-4, 2-3-4, or 3-4-3-4, and it didn't matter where we placed. We were always like, hey, it's okay. We're just keep going. You know, we're very positive about it. So I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
We were all thinking about like forming
Yeah,
our
now
own
you
single stack team and going to South Africa. You know, we'll be older, probably won't move as well. Single stack would be perfect, right?
y'all are all listen, y'all are all still young. I don't
In our 60s.
listen, you can save single stack for when you're in your 60s, okay? Don't worry about that shit. You're still open. Just keep shooting open. But yeah, I honestly think that'll probably be the open. That'll be the open team
I
for
see
South
people
Africa if I
coming
had
on
to
the
guess. I don't
horizon.
see anyone coming on the horizon.
I see
Um,
like Justine and Morgan, like for
not an
sure,
open.
if they were to stay in open.
More Morgan
Yeah, but you never know.
shoots
She starts
mainly
open.
carry
I think she'll
offensively,
be a
right?
total beast, one to reckon with.
You never know, man. She is
She's
going to
gonna
be
be
a
a problem.
problem
Problem in a
for
good sense. Okay, I saw
decades.
she joined.
I'm, s-
She's here somewhere. Hi,
yeah,
Morgan.
yes, yes, problem, yes, problem in a way of I'm so glad I'm not a female shooter. I have to shoot against her, and two, she is going to kick the shit out of 90% of the males in
Yeah,
this sport, probably 98% of the males in this sport for a very long time.
that
So unless
usually
she
does it.
gets into college and gets a boyfriend and just leaves the sport,
That
that's like the
usually does
only
it. Yeah,
way
just
people
going to
are going to be
college
able to get
and
away from her.
being in a relationship. That usually does it. But her dad, like, yeah.
Yep, yep. But I don't. Her
Yeah, he's such
love for
a
the
great
sport.
guy. Like
Her dad will
it'd
never
be
let her
so
quit.
awesome to have a dad like that. It's just like, you want to do it? Here you go. Let's go do it. Like I'll do it with you.
Yep, yep. She's a badass. But
For
open
sure.
wise, I mean, Justine, yeah, yeah. But
That would be
I have a
really
feeling
cool.
this four
I
is
mean,
probably going to repeat in South Africa, especially because like Jesse's obviously always been a badass. She's going to stay up here, right? But you,
mhm.
Sloan, and Megan are doing this, right? I mean, y'all have all developed and gotten so much better over the last couple of years that I feel like y'all are just on the way up,
I
right?
know.
So by
It's
South
so hard to let
Africa,
go of open because I feel like I haven't reached my peak yet. Like I'm on the way there. I'm not quite there. So like let go of open. My like contingency is to go PCC because that's where the next world shoot's gonna be. I don't know. It's a very close call right now, but I might not let go of it at all.
you could shoot
Oh no,
PCC for
I
the
don't think I'm gonna
world
adjust.
shoot, but
However,
don't
my reloader is
just
only
shoot
set for
PCC.
one caliber right now, so I'd have to switch over completely to load the ammo. Unless I didn't have to load my own ammo, but
Yeah. Well,
that's true.
with
That's true.
PCC
Look,
you can just buy
some
some off
people
the
are
shelf
Jeremy,
shit. You'll be all
we
right.
should, if we could find a good load and someone could load it for us,
Yep. Yep.
then I could keep, yeah, then I could keep my reloader
Super
open
Bell.
and then get my PCC stuff loaded somewhere else. Oh,
I
that'd
can
be
hook you up with
awesome.
Mike at Super Bell. He'll hook you up with PCC ammo. Yeah, yeah, he's the shit.
Hmm.
Um, well, so South Africa, 3 years,
I, I kind
right?
of want to go.
Are you excited?
I know,
You know you're going.
like, you know how I said for females it's a
You
little
have to
different
go.
because,
You
like, we're in
can't.
our childbearing years, right? So anything could happen. Anyone could have a child and then not be able to go. So we'll see where it takes us. But, like, right now, my mindset is like, yeah, I want to go to South Africa. Like, my high is still there after 2 weeks. from World Shoot having ended, it hasn't hit me yet. Like I said, I feel like I'm just like always chasing something. So South Africa sounds like it's in the works for now, unless I bear a child.
Yep. Hey, then you know what, Jeremy? You're just gonna have to bite the bullet
Or
and watch the
I was
kid.
like, okay, he came with me
It'll be
this
okay.
time. Next time, it's his turn. Who do you guys want to see up there? Me or Jeremy? Bring the kids. Yeah,
Just bring
I
the
feel
kid. It's
feel
South
like that's
Africa,
advice
you
that I
know?
should give to you.
It'll be fine.
Just bring the kid.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna probably pop out a kid between now and South Africa, and
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna
Okay,
have to just bring the whole family because I'm going, right? And
all
the
right.
wife couldn't
So
go to Thailand, but she wants to
if
go to
it
this
just
one.
so
So,
happens that I pop out a
but
kid too, then we gotta
definitely
like
be a good time.
coordinate. Like, okay, this is what you need to do for your kids to get there safely, and or your gear to get there safely. That would be a whole other element.
Yep,
It'll be fun
facts. We'll have
for the
a
parents. For
separate
the
World Shoot
parents.
chat for the parents.
Hey, there are a lot of younger
Just call it
shooters
for the
that are up and
parents.
coming. A lot. And yeah,
There
a head
are,
start. Maybe
but you've
financially,
got a head
funding my
start.
way there, I have a little bit of a head start.
No, I'm saying you've got a head start in the fact of you've already qualified, you've already been there, you're already at that level. You're only going to keep getting better, whereas they have to catch up now. They're still
You just gotta
you're
keep ahead.
here, they're still
These kids
coming
are
up.
coming up
You just got to
fast,
keep
though.
ahead of them.
And I've only been in it for 6 years,
There
so
you go.
we'll see.
They are.
It's an exciting thought.
Well,
Yeah, I
it'll
gotta
be
start
nine by
trying to
the time you're
manifest
at the
this
next
one
World
too.
Shoot. Think
Now
about
that I
that. That's a
know
long
these
time.
things actually happen, like manifestation is real, might have to try to manifest that. Love,
I
love Dr. Pepper. I
am
love Dr.
drinking a Dr.
Pepper.
Pepper.
That's probably
Josh,
my
don't hate on me.
favorite soda. Jeremy.
I'm not a soda person. I'm like a, I'm like a, I'm like a water and
Yeah.
like if I drink a soda, it's usually a Sprite. It's very rare,
How are
like
you?
at dinner. But
You're not in
we're out of
Thailand
water. We're
anymore,
out of
though.
water in the house,
Why?
and
How are you out of water?
no. Listen. I could drink tap water, right? And I was going to, but then I saw this Dr. Pepper just sitting there in the fridge, and I went, you know what? I don't have bottled water. I don't have my normal drinks. You know
Pepper
what?
is
Fuck
having.
it. I'm having a Dr. Pepper for old time's sake. And honestly, it's barely moved
No, that's
because
fine.
it's
That's
so
actually my
sugary,
favorite soda. I don't drink
but
soda
it's
much
all right.
either, but if I had to choose, it would be Dr. P. Dr. Pepper, not Dr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb.
Yep. Mr.
Yeah.
Pibb goes hard. Mr. Pibb goes hard. But anywho,
Are we?
so we'll go ahead. I know you wanted to
Yeah.
do an hour.
Yeah,
We're
let's
over
end it
that
here.
time limit. You want to go ahead and end it here? Time goes time goes fast in these things.
Yeah.
People wonder how I end up doing these for
Well,
four
I know
hours, but
you
I'm telling you,
just
once
got
you get in the
off
flow,
work, right?
you forget.
And I.
Oh no,
Okay.
not on a Sunday.
So
I
you're
actually
you're
got back
ready
from
for it.
getting a
All right.
massage
One thing I
to do
missed.
this.
One thing I
So
missed
don't
out on was a Thai massage, like
yeah,
a legit Thai
don't hate
massage,
on me.
where they step on you and they like use their knees. Like I wanted one of those, and I think, yeah, we went to the shoot off instead. So we
It's
didn't have,
aggressive.
maybe I asked Jeremy to like step on me real quick, crack my back a little bit.
That
He'll
that yeah,
just
that's a
like
big boy.
use his
He'll
little
crack
big
all the
toe
back.
and I'll crack. I'm sorry, my sock.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
just doop. No. I did one where we were there. I went to Healthland, which is like the legit massage place, right?
Oh,
Because there's a lot of
I
massage
know.
places in Thailand. But listen, not all of them are what you're looking for. But when I hurt my back, I asked one of the local guys, like, dude, I need like a chiropractor or like a
Healthland.
actual massage place. And he goes, Healthland, they do both. I said, okay. When I went there, yeah, it's a giant facility
Mm.
right off the highway. It's like a legit spa. Like they have mud baths and all this other shit. Um, but I went in there and they said, "What's going on?" I told them my lower back, and they said, "We're going to do a Thai massage with some chiropractic stuff." First off, this little 90-pound
Uh-huh.
Asian lady who maybe was in her 60s at the youngest was kicking my ass. She was so aggressive. Her little feet, dude, she was digging her freaking heels and toes into my back, and I was like, at one point I thought this hurts so bad, like I'm about to quit, and then it would feel good, and then it would
I
hurt,
gotta
and then it
learn
would feel
from
good.
them.
But dude, it was aggressive, but it was cool.
Yeah,
But they hold on to these little rails, and they're just
I gotta learn some of
kicking
that
the
because
shit out of you
this
with their feet. But it was
Jeremy
cool.
over there, he's a big guy, and I feel like the only way I can really get his muscles is if I stepped on him.
Yep, that
Yeah,
might work.
yeah,
He's a
but
chiropractor. He can teach you how to do
it's
it.
hard to learn. You know, yes,
It's hard
anything.
to
You hear that?
learn.
You
It's
hear
hard to
that,
learn
Jer?
anything from your spouse. Yeah, my wife wanted to learn how to play golf.
It's one day,
No,
one day. I'll just be like,
no.
okay, you teach me, I'll just follow.
Yep. I yeah, I teach a lot of like female like intro to shooting
Mhm.
classes for women who just want to learn how to carry their gun every day, right? I do it strictly. I donate my time. I don't charge for it or anything. Um, those ladies, I have a rule like leave the husbands at home and
No
no
kids, too?
husbands, no sons, no kids, nothing. Leave them. And they're all like, "Why?"
Oh, I see.
That well, like kids if they're younger, but like teenage kids, no. Like let's focus, right? And a lot of them are like, "What the hell? Why?" Like that's so weird. And I'm like, I don't need your husband contradicting me or y'all getting pissed off at
I'll
each
keep that
other.
in mind. So,
And
yeah, one-on-one's
works
better.
every time. Works every time.
Okay.
Halfway through, yeah, halfway, ha- always. Yep, yep. I tell them leave the husbands at home, and 9 times out of 10, they are glad that that's the way to do it. And I tell them like, hey, when you go home, if your husband says, "What'd you learn?" If he says that's stupid, if he doesn't
Mm,
have a valid reason,
his
he just doesn't want another man
point of
teaching
view.
you things.
Yeah. I've thought about like instructing for shooting,
Yep.
just teaching people how to shoot a gun in general, nothing too crazy. But I like getting certified and stuff is the hard part, I think, having insurance, right? The hard
I can send you some stuff. The insurance is easy. That's all you need. You just need your instructor
Yeah.
insurance. It's like $400 a year. It's a little pricey, but I use the same one that JJ and them use, and it's easy. And as far as like
Yeah, send
certifications,
me the link to that.
national and
I
world
feel like
titles,
a
I
lot.
cover that. Typically, a national and world title in
Wait,
competitive
really?
shooting trumps an NRA
Wow.
certification.
So this title really is gonna take me
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah,
I was like, man, I was like, man, that's kind of the only thing hindering me right
yeah.
now.
You
But yeah,
you don't need
no,
you don't
send
need
me.
any
I want to see if
fucking
this is legit.
certifications.
Yeah.
No, I will. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Mhm.
it's on my. I actually have it on my phone too,
Okay.
like in my Apple Wallet. You can add it to your Apple Wallet. It's just easy, super easy. I'll send you the link. It's pretty legit. Talk to like JJ
Okay.
and I'm
I'll do
sure
that.
Casey and
I
Jesse use
did
it as
think
well. A
about
lot
like
of people use it.
teaching at some point, but I don't know how good I would be as a teacher. But I did become a strength coach to kind of learn how to talk to people and teach people. Who knows? Maybe I'm ready, but sometimes you just gotta throw yourself in
Yep.
there.
I did, like, I've taught youth scholastic action shooting sports, which is youth steel challenge, for a couple years now, and then I did the female classes and
Hmm.
stuff. But I did all that donating my time because I was learning how to be an instructor. Now I'm getting to the point where, like, I do private
Okay.
and some small group classes for USPSA that I do charge for now because I'm getting comfortable with it. But if you're already a strength coach, it's just apply what you know there into shooting with what you know in shooting. Just
Yeah, I feel like
get your own
I
flavor,
am what I
your own
am, and
style.
there's
You'll
a
figure it out.
reason. I've been working towards something. I might not know what that something is yet, but maybe it's time to figure it all out. Who knows? Guys, maybe I could start teaching shooting.
Yep.
I have had some people ask me to teach them, and I'm just like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how to get there, first of all, but it's definitely something I've thought about. All right. Yeah, even my
Just
dad was like,
gotta do
Janet,
it. Get the
you should go
insurance and
teach.
start
And I'm
teaching.
like, maybe right now is not the right time, but I will really probably start to plan it out slowly. Yeah, with my new job and everything, you know.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah, we'll
gonna
figure
be
it
tough, but
out.
you'll
Figure it
figure
out.
it out. You're smart.
Well, yeah, send me those links.
Hell yeah. I'll definitely send you the links to that, and talk to a few people about it also that use it. It's super, super easy. You just sign up online,
Is
boom, apply for the insurance, bam,
really
bam, pay
that
the fee,
easy?
done. Took me
Okay,
like 5
all
minutes.
right. Well, I will definitely take a good
Yep.
look at it.
And you already got
That's
you
awesome.
already got your credentials.
That's so awesome. So people would ask me, how does it feel being a world champ? Even though it's like a team world champ, but I was telling them like, I mean, I was
World
telling
champ's
them like it
a
hasn't
world
really
champ.
hit me, and I think that's because it doesn't really have an impact on my current career, and I don't really make money off of it. So, but I was like, who knows where it'll take me from here, but right now I haven't really quite felt the impact yet, so it hasn't really hit me.
It'll hit you
Yeah,
probably at
I
a
think so.
random time in a
It'll be
random
fun.
place.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
But
It was really
well, this
fun.
has been
Really fun.
absolutely awesome. I've enjoyed the hell out of this episode. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope
I hope it
good. I'm glad
did.
you enjoyed it. Glad it didn't suck.
Yeah, I didn't
Glad
hate
you
it at
didn't
all.
hate.
Not one bit.
No, I'm saying glad you didn't hate it. Um, yeah, perfect. Well, this has been a good time. I can't thank you enough. It was awesome meeting you, meeting your boyfriend, getting to just be there in Thailand and watch you guys win a world title was spectacular for me. I can only imagine actually winning one.
Oh, for
But
sure.
definitely, definitely have to do this again. We'll probably do this after you win
This year? Who knows what I'll be
USPSA
shooting this
Nationals
year?
this year.
Some type of USPSA discipline or division, but yeah. Let me add to that. I need to say thank you for,
Yeah.
being such a big asset
Well, after
to
your
just like
national,
everyone who went to Worlds, sharing your videos and sharing your gear and consolidating ammo, making sure we're all set on that and ready to go. It really took a lot of the stress out of preparing and like just like, oh shoot, the airline took away my ammo. Okay, well here's some ammo that I consolidated from everybody else that left their ammo and or is done shooting. Like that was super helpful. I'm sure on like behalf of everyone, we're super thankful for you and for Yeeman and Joy, Jody, Bob. Like you guys really made it enjoyable. So big thanks to you. Yeah. Oh,
that was the goal. We're all
yeah.
a team. I just wanted to
And
see
I
everyone
hope we
kick
did you
everybody out in
proud.
every other
Hope we
country's
did you
ass.
proud.
You definitely did. You definitely did. Y'all kicked ass.
Yeah,
It was awesome to watch.
for
It
sure,
was
for
it was really
sure.
really cool to be
This
a
is
part of
it
it.
was a great
I
time.
felt
Well,
blessed.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. This has
Yeah.
been this has
Me
been a
too.
pretty
Me
awesome
too.
episode. I know people are going to
Just
enjoy
save
it.
it.
So
I'm gonna
I'm
save it in
excited.
my little archive thing here on Instagram. But yeah, thank you for joining.
Yeah, I'll post it up. It'll go. I'll post it on Instagram tonight, and then it'll be on all the podcast forums
Oh
by
dang, I didn't
midnight
know it
on
was that
YouTube.
big. I thought
So
it was
it'll
just gonna
be
be
everywhere.
IG Live.
No, 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 no. Oh, this is the actual podcast. I do it on IG Live so we can like do it here live video. People can join, they can comment, they can do whatever, and then it goes to Buzzsprouts, and then they strip it, send it to all the podcast platforms, upload it to YouTube. This will get probably 20,000 downloads or
Wow.
so. So
I
about
did not think it was
20,000
gonna
people will
go
see
this
it.
far. I needed to sign a waiver for this. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I feel blessed that, you gave me this opportunity to
No, no,
talk
no,
to
no.
you
Yeah.
and share my
That's why.
story. It was awesome. No.
Yeah, it's really cool. When I met you, I knew eventually this was going to happen because you're a super badass person. Yeah, yeah, you're a badass person. You're a damn good shooter. You're sweet. I knew it would be a good one to have, and I knew people would enjoy it. And I'm very particular on who I have on this podcast, just because I don't want to give shitbags a voice. Um, so I'm very picky on who I let on here,
Oh,
and
well, I feel
you're one of
really
the people that I
lucky.
was like, okay, this has got to happen. I told
I
you in
was like, okay,
I
maybe
told you
he
in
just takes
Thailand, I was
everyone
like,
on
we
the
got to make
show.
this
I'm just
happen.
like, okay, I'm a nobody, but I feel, you make me feel special. So thank you.
Well, awesome. Glad to hear it. And I'm
Oh, for
excited to
sure.
see where you
Thanks,
go in your
Trevor.
shooting career. And I'm sure I'll run into you at a
Good
match.
night.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. She is dope. One of the sweetest people that you'll meet in USPSA. Also, damn good shooter. She's a monster. Um, super athletic, super athletic. Moves incredibly fast. She's going to be a problem for all the ladies for quite a while. So, and she's very humble. She's not giving herself any credit, but she's going to be an issue. Um, Same with Morgan. Those girls, they're very humble, but they're going to destroy people for quite a long time. No problem, brother. And yeah, also her boyfriend, fucking hilarious. Love that guy. Good dude. He's on here. There he is. No problem. Glad I could help. And anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you made it this far, you're a champ. And if you're listening right now, just know that I've got some really cool stuff coming up at the beginning of next year. I did take a break from the podcast last year during Christmas time. I don't think I'm going to break this year. I think we're going to roll right into next season. I've got some more guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. Probably going to do one next week and the following week, and then we'll roll right into next season. But and then if you want to hear certain people, shoot me suggestions. If you're listening to this and you think, hey, why hasn't he had this person on? Send me suggestions because people reach out to be on the podcast. I reach out to people to be on the podcast. So some of the best episodes I've done have been suggestions from fans. So if you're a listener, just send me your ideas. And then if you have ideas for how to make the show better, send it on over. And if it's something I think is worth doing, I'll do it. And if you just want to send, hey, the show sucks, stop doing it. Yeah, cool too. I love that stuff too. I love looking at it and laughing. But we got some pretty cool sponsors coming on next season of the podcast. I will release that when it's 100% official. And then I think we're going to try to sponsor some matches with the podcast next year, maybe a couple stages at some of the matches. Also, maybe helping out some shooters. This thing's kind of growing faster and bigger than I thought it would, especially since I don't even do this in a real studio, which the real studio is almost done. But it's going to be pretty cool. Maybe we'll start sponsoring some young shooters and helping them out, and then also sponsoring some matches next season. So I get revenue from this at this point. So maybe I'll put that revenue to work to go to the people. So Anyway, if you liked it, please like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're on a podcast platform or forum, then please leave a review and share to your friends. Elias, thank you, buddy. Miss you. He just commented on the Instagram live. And if you don't listen to if you just listen to the show, hop on a live one of these days because we have a lot of fun in the comments. I'm sure some of you listen to it and go, "What the hell is he talking about?" But it's in the comments. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. Thank you